Hello everyone, this is Pam, Rose City Stitcher, coming to you with my part 2 of my WIP Parade that I promised you. My last video, I had done my June plans in April-May update, and then at the end I did part 1 of my WIP Parade, where I showed you my Mill Hill kits and my seasonal WIPs that I had. So today I'm going to show you part 2, which is going to be my Fancy Ladies, my other kits, full coverage, and then miscellaneous. So today is Friday, June 7th. We finally have a nice day here in Texas after rains for the last 5 days. So we're very happy to finally have our sun shining again. So it's going to be a warm day, but it's going to be a very nice day. So I thought I'd go ahead and get this done because hopefully the lighting will be better with having some sun coming in. So thank you for coming. I hope you enjoy everything you see and may get a few ideas of what you may want to stitch on. So let's go ahead. Looks like the first pile I have here is my Fancy Ladies. So we'll go ahead and start with those. This one you saw in my last video, but I'll go ahead and still show it to you real quick. This was my Queen Mermaid Mirabilia. I said this one I'd worked on in April and May, so no new progress from what you saw in the last video. But there she is. And again, this is on a Mo's sale fabric, a 16 count. It doesn't have a name. Okay. Next is a Joan Elliott. This is called Enchanted Aurora. Love this one. And let's see. Not sure what this is on. Let's see if I've got. I don't have the tag in here. Oh, no. This is a Pull Stitches. I think it's the called for fabric. And there's my progress on it. Again, beautiful fabric. So that's my progress on that one. Let's see if it says what. It doesn't say. I was looking, trying to see what the fabric was. But oh, maybe it says on here. Let's see. No, it just says fabric of your choice. So I'm not really sure what the fabric name is on that one. But it is a 28 count Lugana, I do know that. Alright, let's see what's next. This is another Joan Elliott. Excuse me. This is called a Fire Goddess. There she is. And this is again on a Mo's sale or a Fabrics by LJ. I was in both of those clubs, so I'm not really sure which one some of these are. This is also a 16 count. That I just absolutely love this fabric on this. So there she is. We just kind of need her head and then all the stuff that goes around her. This does have a lot of acrylic in it also. So, but as you can see, I still have to kind of do this, her arms and her head. So I still have a ways to go on her, but once I get going on her, it goes pretty fast. It's not a whole lot of confetti. It's little blocks of color. I keep saying that I'm gonna finish her each year, but she ends up just being a little more involved than I think. Next, this is a recent start. This is by Bella Filipina. Very small start on her. This is called Urduja? And this is on, I think it's called Mystic. Yeah, Mystic. 28 count by Picture This Plus. Really small start. And there's a lot of confetti right there at the front in her hair. I decided to stop, start at the top, but the hair is not fun. So I'm gonna, um, and this fabric is dark, so it's hard to stitch on. But one of my parents, I'm a teacher, and for my teacher appreciation gift, she bought me one of those lights, those flat lights. So I'm looking forward to trying that and seeing if that'll help with this project. So that'll be good. I'm hoping that will help with that project. Next up is another, well, this is an Nora Corbett Solo Trois. And this is on, oh, this is Flapper. I picture this plus. And again, I just need her head. I messed up doing her hair going up here in her face, so I'm going to have to figure out my mistake on that before I can keep going on that one. But she does not lack much. You can see she is just about finished. Once I figure that out, then I can get in there and do her hair and then be ready to beat her. So yeah, she doesn't lack a whole lot. So she should get finished this year. Next is another Joan Elliott. This is called Christmas Twilight. I love this one. This is a memorial piece for my grandmother because she reminds my grandmother used to always be dressed up fancy just like this. So it reminds me a lot of her. And this is on Snowy Mountain. It's on the called for fabric and it looks really good on there. And there she is. I really need to get back to her. I really need to make this one a priority. So yeah, I may start pulling this out for a fancy lady rotation because she's so beautiful. I love it. That's what's nice about doing these WIP parades. When you do these, you kind of fall back in love with projects that you may not have worked on in a while and remember that, oh yeah, it's like I remember that one. I enjoyed that one. So it's good for me too to do these WIP parades. Okay, next up is another Nora Corbett. This is Bluebell. This is a more recent start, but it was a very easy one, so I've gotten a lot done. And this is on a Stitch Me Jobelin 32 count, but doesn't have a name. But I thought it was a perfect fabric for it. Isn't she cute? So I still have a ways to go on her, but I've got a pretty good start. So, but still have a bit to do there on her dress and her wings and all the good stuff. So she won't be finished anytime soon. She's not a priority for me. I do enjoy working on her though. Sometimes if I'm not in the mood for anything, I'll just pull her out because I just love her colors, and the pattern is pretty easy. So she will get pulled out here and there. Next up is I believe this is Medieval Maiden by Joan Elliott. Find her cover. Well, where is it? So sorry. Let's see. Oh, there she is. There it is. Oops. Medieval Maiden. And I can't remember what it's a picture of this plus. I'm thinking it might be Legacy. And there's just a lot of progress on her. She's a big girl. Still gonna take a while. You can see I finished the first page. And it's 2 pages, so I've got the top part to do. So I've got the majority of her dress done. So let's see, the majority of the dress is done. So the biggest part of it. So and luckily there's it's just her. There's no border or any extra stuff. It's just her, which is what I kind of like. I need to get her done. I've had her for a while. It's time to get her finished. Okay, let's see, next up is another Joan Elliott. This is Snow Fairy, or sometimes she's called something else. Is that what they're called? Yeah, Snow. I got her out of a magazine, but you can get her as a chart pack now. And she is on 16 count white silver. And as you can see, all I need to do is finish the back stitching on her. She's done as far as the stitching. But the back stitching, doing that dress, is a real pain. So I don't want to pull her out very often because it's just so much back stitching. So I'll get it done though because I love her. I want her hanging up, but it's just taking so long to get that back stitching done. So she is pretty. If y'all have any ideas on to help me get that back stitching done, share any ideas you have, because like I said, I'm having a really hard time with that. Alright, next up is Time Traveler by Joan Elliott. Oh goodness, she got kind of mangled there. Time Traveler, and she is on Cauldron, 28 count by Picture This Plus. My son picked this fabric out and I think it's wonderful. And there she is. I had to restart her. I'd started her on Cauldron, but it was a linen and I just could not stitch on the linen, so I restarted her on a Lugana. So not a whole lot done on her, but I love it. I think she's going to look so good on that fabric. Next is Electra with the Bewitching Pixies, I think they call it. And I've had her a while. She's another one that's hard to stitch on, that maybe that light will help. I love the fabric. It's called Barnwood. But boy, it is hard to see. I'm trying to figure out which way this goes. Let's see. Okay, it goes like that. So there's my progress. Like I said, it's slow going. But, and the other thing, it's like now that it's summer, if I can sit outside with natural light, you know, in the morning before it gets too hot, and it might be a little bit easier to stitch on her then also. But that's kind of, that one is, it's really hard to see that fabric, but I don't want to change the fabric because I love it, so I'm going to power through on it. It's just going to take a while. All right, and then I've got Mirabilia Fairy Treasures. And that's what she looks like. And she is on Under the Sea, Christmas in Williamsburg, with the sparkle, the opalescent. And there's my progress on that one. This is also one that I've had a really long time that I need to get back to. I had run out of this color yellow, and I was worried that the other, you know, the dye lot would change. So that was part of why I had put this one aside, because of that. So I didn't know if I was going to have to pull that out, but I think it ended up being okay, because it's just, you know, it's DMC. But even the DMC lots, if you've had them a really long time, they do sometimes change. Alright, so that's my fancy ladies. So next we're going to do full coverage. No, doing kits. Sorry, doing kits next. Alright, so first kit is Kingdom of Books. So my son had bought me this one for Christmas. I'd seen people stitching on it. It looked beautiful. And I did change out the fabric because I did not want to stitch that bookshelf. So I got this 16 count Ada that kind of has that look to it for the background. And there, whoop, there's my progress. Just did the gate. This one, the pattern is not the easiest to read, so it makes me not want to pull it out. It's all in color, but it's dark colors. And so I usually, with big kits like this, I usually mark off, and I can't mark off because of it being in color. So next up is Summer Stroll, Dimensions Gold Collection. And this I'm doing on the called for thread, and I have a very small start. There she is. I said she's one, I talked in my last video about UFOing and hibernating some. This was when I almost hibernated, but I decided no, I really want to start pulling her out and get some progress on her. So I decided not for her not to be one that I hibernated. Alright, another one that's just the bane of my existence. Oh, this one. You're like, why don't you just get this finished? Those of you that have watched me for a while. It's like, all you have is backstitching. Why aren't you done? And I'm so close. I really plan to get this done this summer because it's so close now. It's like, I can't see what you're seeing, but yeah, there we go. But yeah, I've been trying to just stitch a jar. Every time I pull it out, stitch a jar, and I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jars, and one jar is not even very big. So I feel like maybe I could get this finished. I was thinking about maybe just pulling it out and just doing 30 minutes of back stitching on it a day until I get done, because that's really all that I have left to do. I'm determined to get this finished this year. This is pretty much my oldest WIP, besides my full coverage. That's my oldest one. And it needs to get done. Okay, this is actually, it's a fancy lady, but I bought it as a kit, so it's in here with my kits. And this is Goddess of the Sea by Joan Elliott. It was a Design Works kit. And I'm making good progress. I did switch out her fabric for one of those, the Moe's sale, because I really like this fabric. And there she is. She's looking good. This is another very old one that needs to get finished, but it's getting there. So I still have a ways. I mean, there's still a ways to go. There's still a good bit of her tail, of course, all that hair. So there is still progress to be made. Yeah, I should probably put her with my fancy ladies, because she'd be better served in my fancy lady rotation instead. Next up is my Gourmet ABCs. This is also I think this is Design Works also. Yep, Design Works. This one I've had for a while, but I am making steady progress on it. So I don't feel too bad about it. So there it is. Like I said, you see, I don't have very much left. And I've been trying to start backstitching as I go. There's still some backstitching to do on some of them, but several of them, the backstitching is finished. So this is one I also plan to pull out this summer and put some good effort into maybe getting this one finished also. This is another one I want to finish this year. Okay, next up is, what is this one? Oh, another very old one that just needs back stitching. This is my Sunflower Snowman Dimensions kit. This is an out of print kit. It's kind of a hard one to find now, but I love it. And like I said, it is finished except for back stitching. It looks so good. So there's not a lot of back stitching. A lot of the back stitching is in the tree, and it really does add a lot of dimension to the tree once you add the back stitching to it. So yep, this is another one I need to just get that back stitching done so it can be done. I've done some. You can see I back stitched the cardinal, But you'll see it'll add a lot more to it once I back stitch the birds. So I need to just, again, spend about 30 minutes, you know, doing some back stitching on it to get that one finished also. Alright, let's see. So there's 2 more. This is Candy Cane Santa. My son had bought this one for me for Christmas. And it's on the called for. Just haven't stitched on this one much lately, but once I get going on this one, I do enjoy it. But you know, the dimension golds, it's like, you know, use 2 strands, 3 strands, 4 strands, blend strands, half stitch, cross stitch, so it just takes some concentration to do. So you have to be in that mindset to pull these out. All right, and my last kit is my Holiday Village. I stitch on this one every Christmas and make a little bit of progress on it. I probably need to step that up because it'll take years doing it this way, but that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Let's see, yeah, all right. And there's my progress, so you can see I'm making progress. I love it. Beautiful. So I thought about starting to make some of these kits like a focus project for the month and like stitch on it every day for like 30 minutes so that I can make steady progress, because I'm a mood stitcher, so I like to stitch on my seasonal projects a lot, and that's why these kits many times kind of languish, because they're not always, you know, seasonal, and so I'm not in the mood to stitch on those. So I'm gonna just put these back real quick so that I don't have a big mess. So yeah, some of these kits I need to like just pick a kit each month and make it just one that I stitch on each. There's some thread somewhere. All right, so there's that. So next up is my full coverage and miscellaneous. Just ones that don't really fit into any other category. So I'm going to do those first because those are here in the front. So this one you just saw. You're going to get a kind of a sneak peek of what I've done, because this is what I had worked on the last 4 days of June. Oops. And that's the Antique Bee Sampler. Absolutely loving this one, as you can tell, because I've made good progress. Oops, I do. There we go. So there it is. So you can see I've done a whole lot more since you last saw it. I did the queen bee, the big yellow flower. So I have a stitching meetup tomorrow on Saturday. I'm going to take this with me, and I feel like I will probably finish it, because all I have to do is just this. I don't think it'll take that long to do that. So that's my plan. So this one should be finished this weekend. And if I don't finish during the stitching meetup, I'll probably stitch on it when I get home or on Sunday to finish that up. Alright, next is, and you saw this one because this is one that is part of my Magazine Monthly Challenge that I'm going to be doing. My Beatrix Potter. Yeah, for the tea and float. I was trying to remember, what was I doing this for? And this is on Legacy. And I'm hoping to make good progress. I'm going to be stitching on this 4 days this month. And hopefully doing that will make progress. Like I said, I'd started her hair. So I think I'm just going to work on her. See if I can, you know, maybe get her close to being finished. So that's that one. And I don't have very many project bags, but this is one that I do have. This is what she's in, and I really like it. I said I don't spend much on project bags because I'd rather spend it on patterns and things that I do sometimes. All right, next up is Aurora. This was a birthday start, and I just absolutely love this one. She's on pole stitches. I just wrote, oh, Daybreak. It does have a name. So there's my progress. I love it, love it, love it. It's one of my favorites. So I'm kind of at a standstill because what I want to do is I want to do the fairies. I don't know if you can tell. The fairies are not the colors that I want them to be because they've got purple, pink, and orange, and I want to do them the colors of Sleeping Beauty. So what I've done is I've got this book, and in this book there is the fairies. So what I'm going to do is take those colors that are used and use those and change the colors on this one. So it's just going to take me a little while to figure that out. It shouldn't be bad because it looks like there's only like 2 or 3 colors. So I'm going to do that. I've never really done that, made a major change like that. But that's what I want to do because I don't want an orange fairy. There's no orange fairy. So I definitely don't want that one. Like the pink one I could live with, keeping the pink colors. But yeah, and I might keep the pink one the way it is, but I need to change the purple one to blue and the other one to green. So that might be something I do this summer when I have time to kind of think, because you know when I'm teaching, it's hard in the evening to put many thoughts together. So it might be something I sit down and work through this summer so that I'll have that ready to do that block. Okay, next up is a soda stitch. This is called Strawberry Fairy. I love this. I love strawberries. So this one is so cute. Love it. So cute. And this is on an Ada, Artiste Ada, called Vintage Blue that you get at Hobby Lobby. And I think it's perfect. It has just enough modeling on it. Oh, see, it looks so good. It just looks so good. Okay, I'll probably be working on this one soon because this reminds me of summer, so this is kind of a summer type piece. So I'll probably be pulling her out fairly soon. All right, and then I've got, this is Aladdin, and this is another bag I have. Like I said, I don't have very many bags. These are like just a few that I have. But this is Aladdin, like I said, also by Soda Stitch. And I love this one too. I love the fabric it's on. I think it's perfect. There's my progress. That's it. This isn't a whole lot to do, but there's a lot of back stitching in Soda Stitch patterns. That's what brings it all together, is the back stitching. So what I probably need to do before I do anything else, I probably need to go ahead and back stitch what I've done here across the top before I do any more, because the back stitching can be a lot. So, but you don't mind doing it because it just brings it to life so much. So. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, this is my, this I know. This is my Sabbath stitching by Plum Street. And I did fix my mistake. Those of you that had watched me before know that I was very frustrated because I had stitched the sun after the word me instead of the word Jesus, and then when I got ready to do my church, I couldn't do it. So I picked all that out, and I redid my sun in the right place, and now we're back on track. So be back to working on this one. So it's just on a mushroom Lugana. It's on a very huge piece of mushroom Lugana. I need to cut it down. All right. And let's see, there's still another. Oh, there we go. There's one more miscellaneous. This is called, oh, what is it? Seeking Refuge. Of course, I started this during the pandemic, and I made pretty good progress on it, and now it's kind of been languishing. I haven't really stitched on it much. This is also on a big, huge piece of Lugana. I don't know that it needs as huge of a piece, but there's my progress. Good progress on it. But I'm working on that big house. So need to get back to this one sometime soon too. So I haven't really stitched on much, but I did not want to hibernate this one because I do want to actively work on this one. All right, so that's my miscellaneouses. So now I think all that's left are my full coverage. So the first one is a Tilted Crafts. This is out of print. In fact, I begged them to get this for me when I saw somebody else that had this, and they said that they were retiring this designer. I'm like, I've got to have one of those. So this is it's Cinderella, and it's on 18 count Ada. And this is when I first started on it, I was really torn as to what to do, because on 18 count she's going to be so big. She's going to be 27 by 33, which, you know, is pretty big. But then when I talk to people, they're like, so what? Stitch it on what you can. Because I tried to stitch on 25 count, and I just can't see the holes. So they're like, so fine, you know, fine, just stitch on what you can. So that's why I only had this really small start, because then I was like doubting myself. But I've decided I love it. I want to stitch it, so I'm going to just do it on what I'm comfortable with, and that's the 18 count. And I am doing it 2/2. I know the 2/2 gets kind of bulky, but to me the 1/1 just doesn't do very good coverage. So we're going to power through that, doing the 2/2. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get back to this one. It's not a priority, but it is one of my starts. Next is Mini Strawberry Kitten. I started this, I believe, on my birthday last year. I love it. This looks like my little kitty cream puff that I have. And this one is not terribly big. It's 260 by 325. So that's really not too bad. And of course, so it's on the 18 count. And I have just a very, very small start up in the corner. But I do plan on using this for the Full Coverage Fanatics Tour de France. That starts June 29th. And I expect to get a whole lot of stitches, because you put about 3,000 stitches by the end of that. So I'm excited. I'm hoping to, you know, it's like I'm right here. I've kind of finished that first, you know, dark, you know, light part. So I'm hoping that maybe I will make it to the wings, is my goal, to maybe get to the wings. So she's so cute. I just love her. So yeah, I need to actually keep her out and put her in my monthly projects so that I have her ready. Next is Paris Morning. And she's also on the art. What I've been getting is the Artiste, because it comes in a tube. You can see it, tube, and it's a 30 by 36 inch. So it's most of this. It's big enough, and it's not terribly expensive. So that's what I've been buying for most of my full coverage. Now she's a tiny, tiny picture. And this one's on I guess for some reason an ivory. Probably they were out of the white, so I wanted to start, so I just got what they had. And let's see. Okay, so it's this way. And so there I am. I've started the curtain. Made fairly decent progress on that. So it's a decent start. In fact, I think I'm almost done with that curtain. So, of course, it's a big piece. She is 245 by 325. So again, she's She's not huge either. I just don't do the huge ones because I want to finish them in my lifetime. So I typically do the mini. She needs a bigger project bag. Next up is a Story Keep Secret Door. Oh, I haven't told you who the designer is on these. This was Uliana Babenko. And the Strawberry Kitten was Melissa Dawn, in case you were wondering. Okay, so this is by Babette Vandenberg by Heaven and Earth Designs. Also on the 18 count. Alright, where's it at? There we go. I have a pretty good start. I almost picked her for my Tour de France, but I decided I wanted to stitch on the Strawberry Kitten. But if I stitched on her, I could get some really good progress made on her too. So I don't know. What do you tell me what you think? Which one would you like me to work on for Tour de France? This one or the Strawberry Kitten? Because like I said, it was a real toss up between the two. Which one to do? Tell me your thoughts. Alright. And then I've got a recent start. Again, Heaven and Earth Designs by Randall Spangler. Reading by Firelight Light. And it's the mini. Oops. And this one's 225 by 219. So this one is not terribly big either. And there's my progress. Just working in the top corner, doing those leaves. So got some of those done. So, and it won't be long before I get to the tail. You can see so that'll be fun. Once I actually get to the little dragon. Like I said, I love the little dragons. They're so cute. Alright, and let's see. Oh, this is my shaman. Next is my mini shaman. This one I'm doing for my son. This is my oldest WIP. Had this forever. And, oops, that's not the color. Here's the color one. By Ruth Thompson. And to be honest, I really thought about UFOing this one. Even though I'm like halfway done. I've gotten where I really don't like stitching on it, and I've kind of asked him, do you want me to pick out something different for you to do for you instead? But he's like, but Mom, you're so far. But I'm far, but there's still so much to do. It's a lot. It's a lot. And part of the problem is there's so much Krennic. There's like 6,000 Krennic stitches in this, and it's really hard to do the Krennic on the 18 count. I really wish I used the treasure braid instead. So that's part of what has me not wanting to work on it. So, but I don't know. I'm trying to power through, try to get my groove back on it, so I could finish it for him. And then it brings me, I think, to my last one. And this is the one that you've seen almost every Flosstube. That's my Quick Stitch Spring to Life by Hannah Lynn. Again, you saw this one because I showed in my last video because I had stitched on it. So, and again, there it is. You know, this is what I may need to go back to. I was stitching it every Friday, Full Coverage Friday. I may go back and start doing that with her again now that school's out. I'd stopped doing it because the month of May I was like coming home Friday and just falling asleep on the couch. I wasn't getting any stitching done. But now that it's summer, I could do that because I could stitch on whatever my project is for the day during the day. And then in the evening, I could stitch on this and maybe make some progress. I think that's a plan. I think I may do that. And then maybe I could get, because I don't have a lot of colors left on her, so if like every night, I did about 300 stitches, I would probably be in pretty good shape with this, because I think I only have like 3,000 stitches left in this one. So, yeah, that might be what I do. You'll have to see. So that's what I'm thinking. Alrighty, so we're at 40 minutes. I'm glad I'd split this into 2 parts, so it not being quite so bad. Less than an hour for you to watch. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all of my projects. I did. I enjoyed getting to see everything. I'm kind of pumped now to stitch on some of the stuff I hadn't really looked at in a while. So if you have any questions about anything that, I know I went kind of fast just so I could get through them all. But if you have any other questions that I may have not told you about them, just send me a comment and I'll answer any questions that you might have. So hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you the end of June. Bye.